Forget Hercules, the real star might be the villain's sharp-tongued sidekick who never backs down. Let's break down Disney's sassiest power play between Meg and Hades and how Meg completely steals the show. Disney's Hercules follows the son of Zeus, stripped of his godhood as a baby by the scheming Hades and raised as a mortal. Awkward and out of place on Earth, Hercules discovers his divine heritage and trains with the satyr Phil to become a true hero. His quest for heroism leads him to Megara, a cynical woman with a sharp tongue and a secret. She's working for Hades, bound by a deal to save her ex-boyfriend who promptly left her. As Hercules battles monsters and gains fame, Meg finds herself genuinely falling for the earnest demigod. The film culminates in Hercules choosing love over immortality, proving that being a hero isn't about strength but sacrifice. Meg stands out from other 90s Disney heroines the moment she appears on screen. She's jaded, sarcastic, and actively annoyed when Hercules tries to rescue her. When he saves her from a centaur, she responds with eye rolls instead of gratitude. Her famous line,
"I'm a damsel. I'm in distress. I can handle this. Have a nice day,"
has become iconic in Disney fandom spaces. What makes Meg interesting is that she's morally gray in ways Disney heroines rarely get to be. She sold her soul to save her boyfriend's life, and once Hades revived him, the guy abandoned her for another woman. Now, Hades owns her. She does his bidding, helps set up Hercules to fight the Hydra, and isn't afraid of devious creatures. But even at her worst, there are cracks of light, like when she secretly hopes Hercules will escape before the Hydra kills him. The film doesn't rush her development. When she falls for Hercules, despite trying not to, it feels earned. She even gets her own musical number where the muses call her out for being in denial of her true feelings. Interestingly, this song replaced an original ballad called I Can't Believe My Heart because her animator told composer Alan Menken that Meg wouldn't sing that type of song. The replacement, I Won't Say I'm in Love, was inspired by Menken's work on Little Shop of Horrors. Her personality was inspired by actress Barbara Stanwyck in The Lady Eve, where she plays a con artist who falls for the man she's trying to con. The directors have said Hercules is about the battle between idealism and cynicism. Meg is a grown adult who has seen the worst in humanity. She's confident and perceptive, unafraid to say what she thinks. When she meets Hercules, she unabashedly flirts with him, asking about his rippling pectorals while he stammers awkwardly. She speaks in a sultry, sophisticated tone that makes her feel more mature than typical Disney characters. What's unusual is the role reversal. In most Disney films, heroes teach heroines about the world, but here, Meg explains life to Hercules. She understands how shady men think and tells him
They think no means yes and get lost means take me, I'm yours.
she's experienced and worldly rather than a sheltered princess. This maturity extends to romance. Meg knows what she wants and isn't shy about it. She flirts openly, makes jokes at Hercules' expense, and maintains her independence even as she falls for him. Her personality thaws, but she retains her sharp humor and cynicism. She's not transformed by love, but becomes a fuller version of herself. Hades might be the most entertaining Disney villain ever. He's not even trying to be scary. He's a stressed-out middle manager running the underworld like a job he hates. His blue flame hair turns red when he's angry, showing he's constantly one annoyance away from losing it. He talks fast, makes deals, and treats villainy like a business transaction. Hades was first envisioned as a serious villain, with Jack Nicholson set to voice him. When Nicholson's $10 million asking price and conditions proved too high, James Woods stepped in, delivering the lines like a slick, sleazy car salesman. The filmmakers loved his take so much that they rewrote Hades as the witty, comedic villain we know today. This shift in Hades' character, from menacing to mischievous, doesn't make him any less dangerous. Hades wins through manipulation, not power. He takes advantage of Meg's situation, uses Hercules' mortal parents as leverage, and puts together an elaborate plan involving the Fates and Titans. He's smart and meticulous in a world where people prefer solving problems by hitting things. Zeus granted him ownership of the underworld unwillingly, and he despises the job and gloomy realm. He's bitter about managing the dead while his brothers got the sky and sea. His villainy comes from workplace resentment taken to ridiculous extremes. Interestingly, even Hades seems disgusted by Meg's acts, calling him a creep. The dynamic between Meg and Hades is where things get really interesting. Their scenes together are tense and sharp. They're both smart, constantly trying to outmaneuver each other within the bounds of their deal. Hades uses Meg's past against her to keep her under his thumb. Meg looks for small ways to push back without breaking their contract. What we're seeing here is a classic controlling relationship. Hades never actually lets Meg pay off her debt, he keeps changing the rules and piling on new conditions. When she fails to recruit Nessus, he casually tacks 2 more years onto her sentence. It's cruel and manipulative, and the movie doesn't pretend otherwise. But here's what makes it compelling. Meg isn't just taking it. She fights back with sarcasm, mocks his temper, and eventually flat out refuses to help him anymore. When Hades demands to know Hercules' weakness, she tells him there isn't one. She doesn't betray Hercules with her words, but her feelings give her away. Hades sees how much she cares and realizes she's the weakness he's been looking for. And here's the twisted part. Despite all his cruelty, Hades always keeps his word. Every bargain, every deal, he honors it. That makes him both dangerous and weirdly predictable. Meg's freedom comes when she finds something worth the risk. She chooses to save Hercules even though it means getting hurt again. That sacrifice breaks the contract because Hades promised she wouldn't be harmed and gives Hercules his strength back. The movie's message is clear. You don't escape toxic situations by waiting for the other person to change. You escape by finding the courage to make a different choice. This changes what actually makes Hercules a hero. He doesn't defeat Hades through brute strength alone. His real power is showing Meg that good people still exist. His genuine, awkward personality breaks through her walls and proves that not everyone is out to hurt her. Even after he finds out Meg was working for Hades, he doesn't lash out at her. He's hurt, obviously, but he's not cruel about it. When he dives into the river Styx to save her soul, literally trading his life for hers, that's what earns him true hero status and restores his godhood. Zeus tells him that being a hero isn't about how strong you are, but about the strength of your heart. Then Hercules makes his final choice. He gives up immortality to stay with Meg. He tells the gods that life without her, even an eternal one, would be meaningless. He's walking away from forever with his birth parents and his place on Mount Olympus to live a normal, mortal life with the person he loves. Why it works? Hercules works because it centers the most interesting character. Meg is complex and compelling. She's dealing with regret, trust issues, and a genuinely bad situation she can't easily escape. Watching her choose to be vulnerable again after being burned is more satisfying than any monster battle Hercules could win. When the movie came out in 1997, critics had mixed feelings overall, but they agreed on one thing. Meg was exceptional. Reviews called her one of Disney's most original female characters, even revolutionary. One critic noted the movie wouldn't have worked nearly as well without Susan Egan's performance. Nearly 30 years later, Meg has only become more beloved. People still call her underrated, which has become its own kind of recognition. Susan Egan herself has said that Meg isn't technically a princess, she's just a regular person. And that's what makes her special. She exists in a space between heroine and villain that most Disney characters never touch, giving her a much bigger arc than the typical princess gets. Egan once joked that if the other princesses invited Meg to join their club, she'd look at those young women, say how cute, and tell them she might see them at a theme park sometime. This is Ladies First, watching women in movies. Here, we empower women by reviewing and discussing films that highlight their stories, struggles, and achievements. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments.